Hi there, Charla here again. For this one, we're going to do some more intense hip openers, so you really need to be warm for this. Make sure you do lots of vinyasas to get all the large muscle groups of your body warm and your joints ready. So we're going to start off with a couple of forward bends. And so I'm going to turn to the side to sort of show you. And so we're going to have our feet a little more than hips width apart, maybe about hips width apart. And then we're just going to come into our forward bend. If coming all the way down isn't working for you, just bend your knees until your abs can rest on your thighs. So we're going to take our peace fingers to our big toes. Grab a hold of those. Try to keep straight wrists. From this place, straighten your legs with your back firmly supported. Don't have space between your belly and your thighs. And this is called Padangusthasana, big toe pose. Just reach with the crown of your head toward the floor. Lift with your tailbone. Nice deep breathing. Nice calm breathing. We'll come halfway up with a big inhale and then take the palms of your hands underneath your feet to where your toes are touching your wrists. And then just the same thing here. If you need to seal off that space, just press your thighs into your belly. Come forward from here. Big breaths, deep breaths. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. I'll show you from this side too. From here, shoulders away from the ears. Okay, and then release. And then we're going to keep our right foot forward. We're just going to take the left foot back into a lunge. If this is a little wobbly for you, have your feet apart laterally so that you're not on a tightrope. And then we're going to have the right knee over the right ankle. And just lunge. See if you can really press out through the left heel. Sink in. Chest up. If you want to go a little nuts, raise your arms. Sink lower. Reach. Then we'll bring our hands back down and come back into forward bend. Hang just for a breath. And then send the right leg back. Same thing here. Interlace fingers just above the left knee. Opening up the front right hip. Front right hip, yes. Left knee right over the left ankle. Drop the shoulders and lift the chest. I have to remind myself all the time not to do this. And sink. You can sink a little more and raise your arms up if you want. If that's not working, don't do it. Make sure you have a decent distance between your feet laterally. And then hands together here, and then we're going to go back into down dog. So you want our fingers splayed out nice and large. Really press all your hands, all your fingers into the mat. Reach back with your heels. Let your head dangle. I'm sort of not letting my head dangle so that I can make sure you can hear me. We're going to raise up our right leg, get nice and head relaxed. Press your left heel. Bring your left heel forward enough to press it into the mat. And then we're going to lift our right leg. Just really reach. See if you can drop the right hip. Reach with the right heel. And we're going to open up the right body. Maybe let your knee bend and look at your right foot under your left armpit. And reach back up. Down dog again. And then the left leg. Really reach up. Make sure your whole right foot is on the floor, on the mat. And then let's open up our left body. Bend your knee. See if you can see your left foot under your right armpit. And then reach. And then down dog again. Take a couple of breaths here. Just really relax down your head. And then we're going to lunge forward with our right leg. Let the left leg come all the way down. And then we're going to lunge. Dropping the shoulders, lifting the chest, reaching back with the left foot. Have a nice straight line between left hip to the knee to left ankle. So sometimes our heel tends to kind of roll out to the side. See if you can keep that nice and straight up toward the ceiling. And if you want, you could reach up, make a C with your back. And then we're going to come back forward and put our hands on the inside of our right leg. Get really super deep into the hip here. If it's too much, it's fine, back off. You don't have to be here. So we're going to try to outwardly rotate our thigh. So if it works for you, take your right hand to the top of your right thigh and just sort of rotate your flesh outward. Your skin, sort of just push it outward. Really feel the depth in the hip here. Sink. And then if you want to, you can come down to your elbows. Rest your head down if you want. That's a little crazy, it's fine. I understand. We just want to get to a place where we find those joints open and free. And then come back up and take your right foot to the center. Super deep here. Roll out to the outside of your foot. Support with the hands. Let your knee fall out to the side. And then come down to your elbows if you want. Couple more breaths. I know you can do it. Stick with it. One more breath. Push down. Yay! And then we'll come back up. Take a nice deep breath. That one's over. Oh my word. Then we'll walk our right foot over to the left side of the mat. Drop your right knee down. The goal here is to have your thigh parallel with the outside of the mat. And your right foot might come up under your left hip, and it might be parallel. Mine goes somewhere in between that. The looser you are, the more parallel your shin will be here in pigeon pose with the front of the mat. Okay, so if you're rolling off to the right, support yourself with your hands. Have a nice upright spine, pelvis reaching toward the floor as your head is lifting. If you want to go further, walk your hands out, supported. Take a big breath for length. And as you exhale, sink down. Here you could walk your foot up a little bit more, deeper into the hip. So if you're right here and you're going, I feel absolutely nothing, we can remedy that. Just make kind of a triangle with your right arm. Take your left arm underneath. Come down to your left shoulder. You can even find a little twist here. Take a few breaths, nice deep nose breathing. Okay, now that your foot's fallen asleep, let's unroll. Come right back up. Nice tall spine here. You can stay here for a few more breaths. We're going to try a couple more poses here. We're going to bend our left leg, get into the quadriceps here. You can take your hand on your left ankle, kind of pull it forward. If you can reach back with both hands. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, I got it. Yay! You can pull back with your leg, open up your chest, stretch out your shoulders, pull your leg forward to really get into your quadricep. If you want to, go a little nuts here. You can bind, taking your left toes into the left crook of your elbow, and reach up and over. Shoulder opener. Lots of stuff going on here. My right foot's a little tingly. It's probably not good. And then see if you can actually try to bring your left shoulder forward a little bit. Okay, let's release this nice and slow. And we're going to go back up into down dog and do all those things on the other side. Sort of notice the difference between your left and right sides right now. We just intensely open the right side. So let's get started on the left side here. Let's take our left foot and lunge. Take the back leg all the way down. Gotta pull my pants up, sorry. And then let's lunge nice and deep. Maybe take your left leg back, or right leg back a little more. Left knee right on top of the left ankle, interlace fingers on that muscly part of our thigh, just above the knee. And push. Drop the shoulders. You can make a C with your back if you want to. Reach up. And then we'll come back forward with our hands on the inside of the left foot. Sink a little deeper here. And then we can try to outwardly rotate our thigh. You take your left hand to the top of your left thigh and just sort of twist outward. If it hurts, don't do it. Back off. Just sort of push and rotate. It's sort of easier to do if you have on shorts. My hands are sort of slipping off here, but they're my yoga pants. Push a little more, and then if you want to, you can come down to your elbows. Try to have a straight line from your right hip to your right ankle. And then we're going to come back up, take our left foot to the center of the mat, and let your left knee sort of drop out to the side, sort of rolling onto the outer edge of your left foot. Don't worry if this is too much. It's a lot. No big deal. Something to work toward. Just sink down. Really intense opener. Doesn't get a lot more intense than this, that I know of. So rest down so you can come to your elbows. Maybe even rest your forehead on your hands or on the floor. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe deep. Stay with your breath. This is really hard. Stick with it. Okay. And let's rise back up and have our left foot come all the way to the right side of the mat. And let your left knee drop down and try to have your left thigh make that parallel with the outer edge of the mat. Have your foot come up as much as it'll go, still maintaining that line from your right hip to your right ankle. Let your pelvis sink while lifting your head, the crown of your head, right to the sky, and let your pelvis sink. Support yourself with your hands to make sure you're nice and straight up and down. If you want to go further, walk your hands out, inhaling for length, exhaling for depth. And if you want to go even further, there's no need to, but if you want to, you could take your right hand underneath your left armpit and come down to your right shoulder. Reach behind as much as you can. Nice deep nose breathing. And then let's unwind here. Come back up. You could stay here for a few more breaths, or you could bend your left leg, right leg. That's our right leg. Grab your foot, your ankle, your shin. See if you can open the chest a little bit and work on the quadricep. I'm a little more leaning on this side than the other side. Having perfect symmetry is not really normal. You're going to have one side that just doesn't go as deep or isn't as straight or whatever as the other side, and it's totally fine. You're normal. And if you want to bind, just take your right toes to the crook of your right elbow. Open up your shoulders, open up your chest, feel a stretch in your quadriceps if you don't already. Another breath or two. And then let's release, and we're going to come down to our back. I'm going to go off to the side here. I have those out for a reason, but I forgot why, sorry. So as we come down, we're going to cross the right leg over the left. Get this out of my hair, because when you lay down, the things stab you in the back of the head. Cross the right over the left, and then take your ankles. Pull your ankles close. Try and have them straight, too. It's reclined cow face pose. And I almost remember the Sanskrit. Almost. It starts with a G. You can really feel that in your right butt muscle. And then from here, just kind of let your left foot rest down on the floor, and then you can keep your legs crossed and twist to the left. Have your palms come out straight. Keep your shoulders down. Find a little bit of a low back twist here. Opening up the right body. Breathe into the low back. Lengthening your spine as you inhale and exhale to twist. And then we're going to come back up and switch sides. Take your ankles. Pull close. To get your legs as straight like on this plane. Horizontally to your body. As you can. Straight as you can. Mine totally aren't straight, but that's fine. Just pull a little closer. Feel a stretch in your left butt cheek. Really, really stretching. Nice and warm. Open hips. And then release and let your right foot rest on the mat or whichever. And then get a low back twist here by letting your legs fall to the right. Press your palms down. See if you can look to the left. Look off to your left side. Nice big inhale. Exhale to twist. And this side for me has more tension than the other side. So be sure and listen to those little nuances of your body speaking. It's really important that you listen to all of that and respect it. Okay, huge inhale to bring your legs back up, unwind, pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little bit of a low back rub here, and then find happy baby pose. You can get really deep into happy baby pose here. Just press your knees down with your feet flexed and facing the ceiling. Press. And then release. You should be very loosey now, very loosey-goosey. So enjoy that. Do it as many times as you need to. Not till tomorrow, right? Okay. And tell me what you think.